Yo, what's up, friends? It's a late one tonight, but I ain't doing nothing else. Just gonna work on some assets tonight and play some music. I'm just gonna play some music and chill out and have a good time. And I don't think I'll be going too late, but figured I'd turn it on for a little bit. Let's chill out a bit. Gonna carry on with the asset creation that I was doing the other day with the small stuff. Have a better idea of how I want to structure it all together now too. Actually, so I thought of a generic way I can create these little add-ons that I've been working on and kind of expand them for future use and future editions, I mean. So basically, it's gonna always break down to 1 to 3 parts, and we're gonna use skins to determine what types are used. So so I have the droplet skin right here I'm gonna place in there, and so of these 3 things, each 3 things are gonna have a bone, and that'll let us be able to place them within this square basically, and that's gonna equal to like a unit in the game. So I'm just gonna set up these skins real quick by just just dragging them in. I did that opposite. Okay, so we have the organics. I dropped a little preview for the story demo today on social media. It's a little just a little 30-second teaser. Go check it out. You'll see me working on it in the next couple months as we get closer to Anime New York City. Okay, so the skins are all set up now, so I can flip through all of these and you can see the different types that I have set up. Okay. I'm doing all this multicasting now. I want to make sure how the chat works. Make sure to test out some things. Okay, so Twitch works fine. The multi-stream. I'll kick now. Alright, that worked. Cool, cool. Well, let's try YouTube. Okay, YouTube does not work. Which is a bummer. Oh, no, it does. It does. Cool. Alright. Just wanted to try that out. So I'm new to the multi-streaming stuff. And let's be honest, new to streaming in general. I mean, I've been doing it for years, but very, very, very casually. And I only more recently started trying to do this multiple times a week, more regularly. Zelda, hello. Can I help you? Can I help you, Zelda? Okay. Alright. Alright, so one thing I can tell right off the bat is these are not the right place. That looks good. It's good. So this line here would be the ground. We just want to make sure that it lines up. Okay. That's good. Now the fungi. There. Okay. Alright, the puddles are going to be strange. I don't know if I actually want to use them, to be completely honest, because they have such a wide depth to them. It's really hard to have something with that kind of depth in a 2.5D environment where it's just a flat texture in a 3D space. But, you know, we'll put it in and see how it goes. Alright, cool. We're gonna turn all these back on. Now if I flip through all of, oops, through all of these, they're all positioned correctly. Alright. Oh, that's nudged. All right. So now we need to create some animations. Now these animations are going to be generic across all the different types that we have and what we may add, etc. You know, we have the other biomes that will have their own as well. So all of that will be in this file, and that way we only need to instantiate like 20-30 of these things for the in-game scene, and we just change the skins out and change the animations out randomly, and we'll get a variety of looks. Okay, so I'm gonna create folders that are basically just the number of items in it that we're using, so single, double, and triple. Triples are better. And yeah, there's like a lot of different ways we can take this. In fact, I don't even really know the naming scheme what to do here. I think we're just gonna count them off, because there's really not going to be any kind of context to communicate here in the name of the animations. They're really just movement, or they're positioning animation. So we're gonna move them around, scale them, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. See how it goes. I'm kind of curious how the scaling will work, but probably can't scale too much because certain things, like the droplets, like these could scale really large, and the droplets could scale really large in a way that's weird. These could scale probably higher up and have them be, you know, pretty decent. I actually really like these tall things. I feel like tall skinny things in the level create like a, I don't know, interesting. They take up an interesting. They take up space in an interesting way, I guess. And then the spikes, yeah. So like we'll probably have like a. Well, I'll turn off auto key. Let's take a look at the bones here. That's really what we're gonna be doing. So it's like, let's. Okay. So let's, for the singles. All right. So let's see. You know, I think it's fine for us to probably go between like 0.8 and 1.2 for scaling. That's 1.2 there. That's 0.8. We can probably even go a little lower with some of these. Let's check what the droplets look like. So yeah, I wonder if we can even go like 0.5 to 1.5. Oh, we can also do some flipping too. Got my little snack. Been eating these cottage cheese little snackies. Come with little fruit, and you just dump it in, and I like it. It's like pretty good. It's like only like, oh, let's get this look. 120 calories with 13 grams of protein, so not bad at all. I gotta trying to slim down a little bit. I'm gonna order a blood red suit for the events coming up. That'll be fun. All right. So, yeah, actually, oh, you know what? This is one I wanted to try to scale, because 1.5 in that is pretty big. I think it's still fine though. Yeah, I think 0.5 and 1.5 is our constraint here. And now I'm even wondering, this isn't even something we should need to animate. This is something that we can code with bone followers. We basically randomize the values in the X or the Z, and then randomize the values in the X. Yeah, because then I don't have to make all these crazy animations. Trying to think. Out of 3 things, there can be 3 pairs of 2. We probably should shuffle draw order 2. So let's do the easy one here. Let's turn back on auto keying. Hey, what's up, Tim? Yep. Using spine. Been at it for years. Mostly just configuring little props, not doing anything too fancy tonight. Alright, so for this stuff, we're just going to specify which one is visible. Cool. Oops. That's not what I meant. There we go. So when we flip through these different... animations here, we're actually getting different props. So in Unity, I'm going to basically randomize which one is shown. And then I'm also going to randomize the position along the X and the position along the Z in Unity, which obviously we can't show here. Now, there's going to be the double, and so that is going to be, let's see. We'll take away the third one, so we have 2 of them in view. We'll take away the second one, and for that one, we'll take away the first. So in this one, there is a cluster of 2. And then for triple, we're just gonna make sure that they're all turned on. Cool. Hey Tim, no, I don't draw the assets myself. I do have an artist that is doing that for me. I'm pretty much working on this game solo, but I do have certain people who help me out with assets because I'm not an artist. I pretty much do everything else besides music. So I have an artist who does the texturing, and I have a musician who does the music for me. But everything else I've been doing and putting together myself. Like I do the spine animations and the skeletal rigging and the coding and all that stuff. Okay, so trying to think. Let's actually just save this and export it now. Yeah, it is brutal. I've been working on this game for like 4 years, and you know, as they say, don't spend that long on a single game. But hey, here I am. I do what I want. All right, so we're in a little test scene here. It is my first project, yeah. I've done like 10 years ago I made an app just for fun, like a little like guitar skills app. That took me like 9 months to do, and that was fun. And before this game, I had another game I was working on, but it was more of like a learning exercise. But I spent like a year on that one, at least. But I think like as I was developing that one, I was gaining my skills and figuring out what I really wanted to do, because that one was also like way, the scope was massive on that one, but it was really just, I don't know, I was just doing what I wanted to do in the moment. So I never really had like a big intention to like fully like release that or anything. So in terms of like projects, if you consider, you know, my first project as in like the first thing I plan to actually release, then yes, this is my first project. And I'm up. Got a lot of progress done on it. It's coming along. I'm working on a demo now. We're really just kind of bringing everything together now, and yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, this is the biome that we're gonna be making these little assets for. Let me just clear out this here. Alright. Okay, cool. So Let's see if we can drag in. I'd like to see it in action. Oh no, I forgot. I don't think I can create skeleton animations in. Oh, I'm gonna have to back out and do that all over again. Let's actually go back to the test scene. A prefab sandbox here. All right, let's drag it. Okay, there we go. Oh, I already had one in there. I'll just. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
Timudam just followed.
Timudam. Thank you very much. Oh, I gotta sort out the shader for this too. Getting ahead of myself on this stuff. All right. So here's the shader, or maybe it's a texture thing I gotta fix. sRGB and alpha is transparency. That's got to get turned on, and for the shader we go. Wait, which? Why is there two textures? What is this black texture? What the? Oh, is it? It's trying to. Oh, how do I? Oh, not export. I think that is what I was looking for. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on the lighting and the visuals and all of that. In fact, everything in the game is grayscale, and it's all colored dynamically right now in Unity. And I'm only now recently starting to have full color hand painted assets. In fact, these assets here are the first full color assets in the game. Everything else is completely grayscale. And I spent a lot of time like just kind of working out the color theory on them myself. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the making the game I've always wanted to play. And so yeah, it's pretty much just passion project, that's for sure. And yeah, the grayscale stuff is really good because it allowed me to kind of figure out the visuals as I went, rather than just having the artist making it what it is, and then me just kind of dealing with it where I just didn't really know, you know, what kind of aesthetic I was going for, you know, highly saturated or like low saturation, or like what different hues I wanted. So I'm only now starting to switch to full color just because I think it's time to like take that extra step to make it look a little better. Okay, did that fix it? That did not fix it. I don't think it did. Let's just delete all this stuff. All right. So I turned off export. Let's see what when unchecked, the attachment won't be exported unless keyed in an animation. Okay, yeah, it's not exported, or it's not keyed, I think. Wait. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it shouldn't be. Actually, we don't even need this anymore because we're not doing the animation stuff I was thinking we were. So I'll just delete it and get rid of it and export again. How about that? Cool. All right. What the heck? We still have this. What is this thing? Oh, it's still the. All right. We have to actually delete it. Wait, that's the one I was. Okay, no. That's the one I wanted. Okay. Delete. All right. Let's try this again. There we go. We only got one. Perfect. Okay. And let's see what this image actually is in terms of its size and dimensions. Okay, it's 1000. We'll set that correctly. I don't think we need to. Oh, also generate bitmap. It's always good to do. Okay. Now for the shader, actually, let's bring this in again. Skeleton animation. Let's put it on the ground. Drag it over. Okay. So first thing we want to do is get into the shader and set a few things. One, we're going to turn on specular, go full Metallica, full metallic, and let's get the music back on. Speaking of music, and we're gonna go with dual-sided lit, which is a custom feature I added to this spine shader, and right to depth. Okay. And in here we have to set add normals. Hey, and now we can see the thing. Let's put on one of the taller ones. Okay, cool. And let's... Oh, why is there so many layers here? This is also a custom feature that I added to the spine mesh generator. Because they always want you to... They only had one Z spacing that was equal across all layers. And I wanted to be able to specify the Z spacing between each layer individually. So I ended up doing that myself. Yeah, I had to do some special things in order to get the spine stuff to do 2.5D. There's one other thing that you'll see in a moment that I had to do. But for animation, let's go with the triple. And so as you can see, so I need to put the face the camera. And that'll put it at like a 30-degree angle. So this is the other special thing I had to do. I needed to be able to rotate textures so that they always face the camera. And normally, when the Z spacing would go towards the camera, but I didn't want that. I wanted world Z spacing, not local Z spacing. So I also updated the mesh builder to Z space in world space rather than local space. So that means that as I move this, it actually moves along the ground, even though it's angled back. So that's another custom thing I had to do. Do I have a lot of personal solutions for spine? I wouldn't say a lot of them. In fact, those three things there are the big ones. The Z spacing was big. The rotation thing, the individual Z spacing and the world Z spacing were two really important things. Another thing that I did was I updated the shader so that objects behind the spine object would also light it. So normally if I turn this off, actually I think, okay, here we go. So if I put this spine object right here, this is how a spine object would normally be lit in 3D space. It needs a light in front of it in order to light. So you can see how there's light coming from this plant, but this thing is completely dark. So when I turn on dual-sided lit, now it's lit. And you know, and so now it's lit based on that. So the closer it gets in here, the brighter it gets. But if I take it away from light, it'll get darker. But like there, it's a little darker. This whole area is kind of, actually I'll bring it over here. Yeah, so like in here it's lit a lot less now. But yeah, that's about the only things I really did for spine. My characters are pretty complicated because they have a lot of swapping limbs and such. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I've been working on this for a very long time, and yeah, like it's just some of these things are like, you get to a point where it's like, you know, you don't want to like these things are intimidating to do, and you're a little hesitant to. But then you get to a point where it's just like, well, what's gotta happen, right? And when you're spending 4 years on something, you can't get slowed down on little things. But yeah, one of the things I did for the game is that, like, for the characters are highly customizable. So I have like different heads, different body, arms. All the arms are interchangeable, the torsos and the legs. So there's a whole character customization system. And that was a lot to do in spine for sure. This guy flies. Am I using spines, or if I'm using skins system for spine or attachments? These are all skins, yeah. So there's pretty much like a I have like a set number of attachments for each limb, and every type of limb has to utilize those attachments, and then I swap out the skins, and those skins have their own system of constraints, tons of different constraints in order to like match the proportions of the torso, like, because some torsos are just bigger, like that one. So you can see how the limbs actually get a little larger when I go to that torso. So there's a whole system of compounding constraints, and also when he's not flying, there's like a height thing too, for like larger legs. So like now he's lower. So that was a challenge because I had to like have everything relative to the ground rather than the center of him. Yeah, no, spine is a super powerful tool. I'm definitely glad I used it, but I actually had this working in Unity beforehand, and it was working well. There's certain things about Unity, because Unity I was just able to do it with prefabs, and I could just swap out prefabs for each limb, and the animations would update as long as the bone structure was the same, or the game object structure was the same. So actually I really like the way Unity allowed me to do this system the way I had it in the beginning, but I ultimately switched to Spine. I think just because of the mesh generator and how you know it's able to really optimize all of these different images and all the animations, and I was also able to better hire out help for animations, because I'm not great at animations. I do them and I've done a lot of them, but like it's nice to be able to like go on Fiverr, Upwork, and have someone make an animation that I just don't want to do or don't have the time to do. Okay. So let's take a look at this again. I feel like... Didn't I have it? I had it on the triple. I wasn't seeing all three in there. How long have you been doing game development for? Or I guess I assume you do game development since you know about Spine and all this stuff, so. Normal maps, not for my Spine stuff. The decision not to use normal maps was actually more of a performance enhancement decision. I felt that the hit, if everything had normal maps on them, the hit to performance that it took wasn't really giving enough value for what the hit was. And to be honest, because of the dynamic lighting in this game, the lighting is very expensive, right? So I don't know if you noticed, but like everything is dynamic, and so that can get really expensive. So I really had to be aware of everything else that I have going on, and these spine objects are expensive too. In fact, this grass here, these are clusters of spine objects, which is cool because I'm able to do some really unique things with them. Like here's one of them, and because of the way because of the special things I did with the mesh generator and the shader, I'm able to create, you know, like I can have the blades, you know, have depth to them, and then randomize side to side. And when you use the depth, you can still have another object go between each grass blade. Now the depth is another thing though that adds to the performance. So honestly, the grass is really expensive. I can't use too much of it in a scene at once. Like I can't just fill a scene with grass. It's gonna take a big hit. So the way I'm doing this game, I understand why no one really does this type of dynamic lighting in games, because yeah, it's hard to balance it. Now, there's like one scene I'll show you what I mean, but it can create a really cool effect because I have certain assets that generate light in a scene, but they're destructible. So when they all go away, sometimes you can have a scene just go completely black because you destroyed all the sources of light in it. Why did I do that? I just did it again. So yeah, no normal mapping because of the dynamic lighting. Let's see if I can find the zone. Right now everything's just randomized. Oh, first try. Okay, so this zone in particular, see how it's very lit? Let me just take care of this little guy. So as we destroy these orbs, the light that they generate is going to go away. I have to get rid of the blood too, because the blood also generates light. Yeah, as you can see, we have a lot less light in the area now. Oh god, I didn't consume his body parts fast enough. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, like now you can see how like the whole area is like just completely different than what it was. Now if I refresh the zone, let's have to change biomes. There we go. Now it's back to normal. I also have everything, so every asset has a version per biome, so I can swap biomes on the fly. Although it's strange that the walls aren't updating. That seems like a bug at the moment. This is a very bright little zone. Yeah, I'm wondering why those... Oh, you know what? I haven't updated the config. Ah, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, yeah, in this zone, the walls update. Or not for that zone, but there we go, yeah. Just since we're talking about all the different things in the game, I'll also say that everything in the game is synced with the music. I'll turn it up a little bit. So like the laser... Oh, okay, I'm dead. Never mind. Oh, I think that's broken, actually. Been doing a lot of different things in the game right now. Trying to prepare a demo for August, because I have this showcase at Anime New York City, which is gonna be really cool. But basically, the attacks are in sync with the music. So when you like dash and stuff, it kind of breaks it up and like makes some interesting beats. And the shield too. Yeah. Oh. Sticky keys. Thanks, man. I've been at it for a while, and then once I aggro, the music actually gets heavier. You can hear the guitars just came in. The whole system is you gotta consume their corpse before they come to, or else they come back to life. So they kind of break off into chunks, and you gotta go and collect all the chunks. So if I wait like a number of seconds, those chunks there will suck back into his corpse or his blood spot over there, and there they go. Just for him to die again. Nighty night, little bro. But yep. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's you know, as we were saying before, basically a big passion project. This is another interesting zone when it comes to like the dynamic lighting, because it's otherwise pretty dark. So getting through it, it's a little spooky. We also have the shield that generates light. I am getting, you know, good performance, you know, with things right now. I have it running on Steam Deck. It never really goes below 60, which is good. Sometimes a little bit, and you know, there's still some optimizations I can make, but I also know there's going to be more things I add. Oh, also, as I collect the blood, the weapons get a little faster, so I just went up in the beat interval. So now it's on a triplet eighth. I have different songs for all the biomes too. I still have to figure out how I want to do the level progression and all of that. I mean, I have the blood thing now, but it's still kind of up in the air about how I want like the actual final progression to go. All right. I gotta stop playing my own game. yeah, no problem. Yeah, thanks for the interest. It's always fun to chat. Show things around. Actually, I'll put on the soundtrack for the game. Turn it back down too. But you do development? Two years on and off. Cool. Are you just self-taught or Okay, let's see. Mobile Mexican standoff game. That's cool. Nearing the end of the first project. That's cool. Yeah, it's awesome to have something that you've been working on and then come to a close on, because yeah, it is kind of soul sucking for me to work on this for the last 4 years and just not have a game. Oh, so you're a 2D artist? That's cool. Visual scripting and lots of AI. Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely got to a point where I've been consulting ChatGPT for a lot of my coding, and the funny thing is coding is what I'm best at. It just saves so much time to do certain things. There's also certain things it does for me that I just never would do otherwise, like creating it's really good at creating custom inspectors in Unity for just really nice looking anything. Normally I just have to brute force everything and just have it like you know, just be whatever config on the inspector, and I just have to set the numbers. But you know, AI is really good at like just, you know, like make these into buttons and drop downs and make it like intuitive to use. Well, hello, Zelda. What kind of 2D artist are you? Are you like into like the pixel art or like the hand painted stuff like this? Also, I notice for the triplet, we only have 2 visible right here, so that's not right. Unless I don't... No, it's on triplet, so we gotta go check out. Gotta check out what the problem is. Interesting. They're... Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what I bet it is? Oh, no. Oh, it's not enabled. All right, well, that's what it is. All right. Oh yeah, you know, send it. Yeah, I know it's not. No worries about that. Yeah, definitely show me what you have. If you have any like social media, hit me up. I have like a link tree in my profile, or I should. Yeah, you're on Twitch, right? Yeah, I have that all hooked up. I mostly use Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Nice pickle. Pickly pistoleros. Nice. That's cool. Do you have like in... Oh, here we go. I like that. This is cool, man. Alright, I'll wait for you to come back. Oh yeah, I don't have my creator dashboard up. Let me know when you're back from the ad. This multiplayer, the Mexican standoff, and finishing with the last couple of months. That's cool. Is this it? Is this the one that you're talking about? Or is this... You didn't mention the pickles. I see that there's guns in this one, but in the... This is cool though, I like this. Nice. Yeah, I like it. That's cool. Is it is it a mobile game? Yeah, dude, I love the style. I love their giant foreheads. Yeah, really cool. And local multiplayer. Nice. You have a Steam page for it? I like the expression on that guy right there. Hey, we got Patrick Star over here. Cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out later. So I definitely like to see more. So you use Spine for all of this? Oh, this is good. This is really good. Do you do freelance at all? Oh, it's actually embedded. Oh, okay. I'll just play it right now. I don't know why, it just cracks me up. Okay, that's cool. I was gonna say, if you're looking for work, maybe I'll hit you up sometime for some spine animations. Spine animations are one of those things where I just like, it's like a necessary evil to me. I know how to do it just because I've been doing it long enough, but I don't like doing it. And I'm not even that very good at it either. Nice, I like that one. Yeah, this is funny. Oh yeah. I think this is the one there. Nice little bolo. Gotta go with the bolo tie. I don't even need to see the others. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, picked that one too late. This is cool. It reminds me of my first game I was working on had something similar to this, where there was like a lot of customization type stuff you could do, and it was always fun. The shape of these pants are just, it is funny. Go purple. Just make it, there we go. I like it. Oh, I guess there's I've Oh, you learned through this project here? There's already in that one. Just clicking around randomly now. Oh, can't see. Oh, body type, big boy. Yeah. Gotta give him something there. Nice. I like it. Very good. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely went super heavy into the customization in my game too. That was always one of the things that, yeah, I love stuff like this. Like, it's just, you know, little silly little cute things like this. So you said you practice with your project, but you have like some some other characters here that look like they go to other games. What are these things from? Well, oh, okay, nice. Do you do like Fiverr or anything? How do you like find your clients? Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'm definitely way better at Spine when it comes to the configuring of projects and all of that, and the skins, and I can rig pretty well, and I can mesh and all of that. It's just the actual animating and getting like realistic animations is tough, especially like I kind of I don't know, I feel like I backed myself into a corner with this game because I continue to make it look nicer and nicer looking, which means that everything has to go with it, right? Like, so I can't have like really bad animations when everything else around it is starting to look really good. And I have like these high res textures, even though it's like a 2D game, so like the animations have to be really, really fluid, and I like the animations I have. You know, it just takes a while to like, you know, get them to look good. And then there's all the blending and everything. I'm using like pretty much all the animation tracks on this. There's horizontal and like the vertical movement tracks, so like I can move forward and back and side, and I can strafe, and I can do both. So if I walk diagonally, it actually blends the vertical and horizontal, the X and the Z animation, so you can get really interesting animation blending with Spine. It's awesome. Okay, so with this thing, I was gonna add another layer. There we go. This is what I was getting at before, where yeah, for sure. I'm pretty much utilizing all the layers. Also, you said you use Reddit and not really into Fiverr and Upwork. I gotta figure out how to like find people, because that's one of the things I struggle with the most is finding help for the game. It's just so hard to do everything myself, and it's to a point where I'd rather pay people to do certain things and just me work on other things. But I never know where to look. Like Fiverr, I'm not really happy with Fiverr. It's just the only place I know. Okay, so let's round out, get this on a, all right, actually start creating the proper prefab for this. Call this detritus, since it can be anything. It's just a bunch of junk. I'm gonna drop this in there, and then this is gonna be a 0.5 to center it. That is a big 0.5. Why is this? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Fiverr that I actually like a lot, that makes it easier for me, is the rights to work afterwards. You know, like I don't have to write a contract up. I don't have to do anything like legally to like cover me. And that's something I always kind of like worry about in terms of like having people do work and then like, I don't know, someday like claiming that they own that work or something like that. Just kind of like paranoia, I guess. But I usually write contracts. So like with Fiverr and Upwork, that's like all built in, so I don't really have to like worry about it. But at the same time, like, yeah, I'm paying more for a person's service because of the middleman. But at the same time, there's also that I don't know where else to look. But yeah, thanks for linking me this. I'll check this out. Reddit is another thing I just never use. I'm just in my own bubble. Okay, so the root of this asset here is at this corner. And I think I want to make it so the root of this is all the way back, because when all the layers are 0, it's all the way back. And I almost want to put another layer in just so I can also move this guy without having it be a Z movement. How do I do that? How do I put another layer in without it actually being a texture? I don't know if I can do that. I guess I could just put a slot in. See if this works. If I put a slot in, I'll call it 0. And then draw order. Okay, no, this is good. I think this is gonna work. How long have I been coding? Oh wait, sorry, I missed some of your other stuff. Be annoying place to hang around, but for practical stuff, it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll definitely look into that. And how long have I been coding? Forever. Well, this is gonna sound crazy, but I guess almost 20 years now. Professionally, I've been a software engineer professionally for 10 years, maybe 11 now. Wait. Oh my god, 12. Oh my god, time. Oh, it's the worst. 12 years. And so I did go to school for software engineering, and I've had a job in that field for 12 years now. Yeah, I mean it definitely is a challenge. There's plenty of tools you can use to kind of learn, and I know there's like a lot of gamified stuff now, like apps and stuff that you can kind of just do on your phone. Yeah, no, it's I mean, coding's pretty much been my life. But the thing is the thing about that is, like, I don't get much creative freedom in my day job, and so that's why I do this. Oh, there we go, that worked. Okay, so now because we have that fake slot, I'm able to use Z spacing for every texture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a script that basically randomizes all 3 of these values and ensures that their sum does not exceed 1, because we don't want it to go past a unit. Everything in this game is a 1x1 unit, unless it's like a larger, like the trees. I don't have anything in view right now, but and then we're gonna have a randomized X positioning. Now to do that, we're gonna have to do something a little more complicated, we need to add a skeleton utility. And in that skeleton utility, we're gonna spawn the hierarchy, and we're gonna do override all bones. There we go. So there should be 3 bones, and there is. And this is where I'll be able to there we go. So again, it's gonna be a randomized value between -5 or -0.5 and 0.5. So, and I honestly think, yeah, we can do the scaling here too. Oh yeah. So we can do just endless varieties, combinations, with just some scripting here. Yeah, and to be honest, this stuff that I'm doing right here, that's built into the Spine API. Everything that I did here is just out of the box stuff. Other than the vertical spacing, or the Z axis spacing is me. But this X stuff with the bone following, that is Spine. And the reason I need the Z spacing is because you can't position in the Z. See, if I move this right here, nothing happens, because to spine, a spine skeleton, there's only X and Y. Like I can move Y, watch. Yep, there it goes. But nothing happens when I do Z, and that's the whole purpose of the Z spacing in the skeleton animation settings. But they made it super simple, where they only give you one Z spacing value, and it spaces all of those layers out equally. And it's like limited to a very specific number. It's very strange. So I just went into the Spine API and I just changed it myself. And it's better now. Because we can do all sorts of stuff on this now. And the cool thing about this is I made it all skins too. So I can make it these things and move these around. Oh, that is one thing I didn't consider is some of these things have some width to them. So I probably don't want to make it all the way to 0.5, or it might be like a 0.3 or something. Yeah, I don't know. I want to do that. Because if I let it go past the unit, then we might have clipping. But we likely won't, because everything is randomized, so the chance of like one asset clipping with another beside it is like extremely low. Extremely low. Okay, so I think we might want to just start working on the scripts here. Because I think everything is in place. Okay. Okay. Trying to think the best way to do all this. Interesting. I really need to start digging into it myself, because I usually use AI, so it makes it what I need. I wonder how many times I reinvented shitty versions of what is already in there. Oh yeah, I mean, that's the thing. AI is awesome. It's awesome if you don't know how to code, and it's awesome if you do know how to code. And I gotta say, like, as somebody who codes, I use AI all the time for coding, but there's plenty of times where I tell it to do something and it gives me back something, and I just look at it and I'm thankful that I know how to code, because I could look at something it gives me and I'd be like, oh, I see what you did there. I see what you thought I wanted to do, or oh, that's not really the way you should do that, or oh, that's not really optimized very well. And that's like a huge, and it's almost in a way that I feel like AI is more beneficial to me as a coder than someone who's not a coder using AI, because you kind of just take what you're given, and you don't know if it's the right thing or if it's optimized, or if I mean, it's just so I definitely recommend learning. It does, it doesn't hurt at all. And I think that also just kind of the whole concept kind of applies to everything in game development, because when I first started game development, all I knew how to do was just code. And as I started doing it, I kind of learned everything. And even the things that I started to hire out, I learned how to do myself first, because there's a certain point of where it's like, you need to know how to do the thing to know what needs to be done in the first place. Like spine, to describe one of the biggest issues with me hiring out in spine now is because it's so hard to just describe how to like teach someone how this project is structured. And now it's like, and it's nice because now I know what to look for in people I might want to hire, or I can explain it, and I've set out the project right. But if I didn't learn how to use spine, I never would have gotten this far, even if I 100% hired it out to someone else, because they don't have my vision. Oh, I forgot about my snack here. Warm cottage cheese. Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but there's a lot to it, that's for sure. All right, how do I want to do this? So this is something where I'll probably start the script myself. I don't know how long you planning on hanging out, but if you stick around, I'll show you exactly how I code. Okay, so this is a script to control my spine configuration. So where do I want to put this? There's, okay, my scripts. I might go environment props, or I might go spine utility. Let me think about this. This is going to be a script that randomizes the Z value of bones, which are basically just game objects, so that's not really even specific to spine, but it's part of it. And then it's going to randomize the Z, and that is specific to spine because it requires a skeleton animation. I'm trying to think if I want to make this like a generic thing or a very specific thing to the detritus prop. And I'm kind of just in the mood to just make it very specific. So I could make it like different components, or, oh, this one does the Z, this one does the X, this one does the skin juggling. And I that's how I've done all my others. Like, for instance, I click on one of these flowers. I have these things I call handlers. So I have a scale handler, I have a horizontal flip handler, I have a light adjustment handler, and like, light adjustment, it's, light intensity minimum, light intensity maximum, light range minimum. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I really should. Yeah, I should. I'll make handlers. Okay, you've convinced me. Okay, I've convinced me. So let's get one of these. Let's bring that flower out of my pool. And let's see what we have. So we have Hoarder Prop. The prop is what pools it. It's basically I have all of the assets in the game come from a pool that is instantiated at startup. And then I enable those props as I need them and position them basically in that moment between zones. And when I'm going from one area to another, when it fades out to black, all the props are just scattering around. They're all the same props. They're just moving around and reconfiguring. And that's what I'm doing with this right here. So this is kind of the best thing to do. So we're going to use this prop script that I have. I'm going to paste that there. And then we're going to remove all the handlers. And this prop script basically has... no, it's pretty much what I do. Yeah, like, I mean, because you saw how I was able to toggle the biomes in a zone. That's just same concept there. Everything is all one object, and a lot of it's just spine skins, just reskinning. So we have this appearance controller, and basically what this allows us to do is randomize. We have this randomize, configure and randomize. Those are the two big things. And so these handlers have similar functions that do those things. So what do we need here? Well, there's a few things that we need to do. Let's to do this. Let's call this detritus. That's my favorite word. Detritus to do. Okay, so we want the Z position handler. We want the X position handler. We want a horizontal flip handler, which we already have. We want a detritus skin randomizer. I also make two games at the same time, which is deck building. Oh wow! You're also making a deck building game? Figuring out the background narrowization. Your info is really interesting. Oh yeah. Well, hopefully I can give you some influence here. Okay, so I think that's the main things we want. We also have the scale handler, but that's something I already have. Interesting. I haven't thought about this before, but interesting. Actually, we can test this out right now, actually. So we have... Let's set these bones back to normal. Everything's zeroed out. And we're gonna put a scale handler on them. And as I said before, it's gonna be a 0.5. By the way, this is definitely the right way to go. I'm so glad I thought about it just 30 seconds longer, because this is exactly what we need to do. So we put a scale handler on all three of these slots, and then we're gonna put the object, we're gonna put itself as the object to scale, and we're enabling randomization on there. Okay, so now in the handlers, we drag these in one by one. And as you can see, we have handlers 1, 2, and 3. So let's give this a test. That's cool. Deck builder sounds fun. I'm not like super, I like deck builders are like strange. Every once in a while I get into them, but they're not like a genre I really like ever like truly look out for. I played that one that was awesome though. That cult classic type game. What was it? It was probably released in the last 5 years, last few years. It was a big one. I'm completely blanking on it though. Oh man, what was that? Gonna drive me crazy. Where's this? Oh, Kindergarten. I was playing that recently. That was fun. Not Balatro, not Slay the Spire. I mean, I did play Balatro. I played Balatro long enough to break the game, and then I was like, okay, that's enough. Yeah, here's my Balatro. I have 7 hours in that. This is gonna drive me. Oh, Inscription. That's what it is. This is a great game. I love this game. Again, one of those games that I was like, I heard so much good things about it that I was like, I should try it. But I was like, I don't really like deck builders that much, but yeah, I'm glad I did. Okay, we're in game now. So if I bring up the shuffle, GUI, when I hit this thing, it should randomize scale. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. I did nothing and it just worked. All right, that's why we use the handlers. Okay, the right decision. Look at them. So that's basically what's gonna happen once I get the X and Z going. L to the yeah. We can also put, I'm trying to think. Okay, we can also put horizontal flip handlers on here. Where it's a 50% chance to flip. This is one of my favorite songs we added to the game. Hey, yeah, for sure. Thanks for stopping by, and come by and hang out anytime. It was good. It was fun to chat, man. Have a good night. See ya. And thanks. Glad you like the music. Yeah, I'm trying to stream most nights now, so you know, stop by anytime. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, that's right. Properties. Okay, so we want to bring in the horizontal flip. There we go. Okay, now I shuffle. Do I get flips? I don't know if I'm... Oh no, it's flipping. Yep, it's flipping. This front one's not flipping, the other two are flipping. Is that front one or two? Why isn't the front one flipping? Ah, because I put the scale handler and not the horizontal. There we go. Now it'll work. There we go. Awesome. I love this. Oops. Oops, I have been on mute for a while. Every stream I do that. Oh. Cottage cheese all over myself. Okay. Local position. Okay, we don't need any of this original stuff because this was only used for scaling. We want to do target position, and then and then everything else is just 0. Yeah. Target object. Okay, yep. That's all good. I actually, yeah, we don't need this. Yeah, now that I think about it, let's go back to that scale handler. Reassign this. It's ever used. Ah, it is used. Oh, okay. Oh, it's used for lighting. So basically, if I randomize the scale of a light source, the light component that's on it will scale with it. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. I think we are all set now. That was our script. So we're gonna do the horizontal. We got, nope, not so fast. Not so fast. We got issues. We have 43 issues. It happens when we start moving things around. How do we not have... How do we... Oh, wait a second. What's going on here? How did this... There we go. That's why. It's like that didn't make any sense. Oh, we're down to 27. We're cruising through them. Now, oh, 21. We are cooking. $13. Let's go. Last one? Last one. All right, now we can test. So all three of these are gonna get a horizontal. We're still not. Oh, we still got one error. Oh, secret. Are we good now? Alright, I'm gonna switch back to the other soundtrack, or the other music, because I can't listen to my own soundtrack for too much or else I'll hate it in 5 years when I'm still making the game. Okay. Let's see. We want horizontal position handler. There it is. Okay. Now we want to open this up so we can drag each one in there individually. Cool. Now we can test it. Oh, it's already working. Awesome! Wow, that looks so good. I love it. I'm wondering if we even need the Z spacing. No, we do need it because we need to make sure that adjacent props don't overlap with each other. Okay, so this is where things are gonna get a little tricky. Let's look at our to-do. We did the X position handler, so that's done. Let's do the Z one now. And let's think about how we're gonna do that. It's very specific to the skeleton animation. And not only the skeleton animation, but the very specific custom functionality that I added to it that's not normally in it. So we have to really... I don't even know if there's a way to expose it yet. This might be a little tricky. Let's look up Z spacing and see what comes up. I think it's in Mesh Generator. Yep, there it is. There it is. Z spacing. It's public. So the question is Z spacing ever... Oh, there's multiple. Oh, there's settings, Z spacing. And then there is the actual mesh generator. Oh, no. This is local. Oh, it's from settings. Oh, man. So I think we do need to... I think we need to figure out how to expose this. Not expose it, but how to access it. It's already exposed. So first of all, who owns Mesh Generator? Also, Skeleton Renderer also has a Z spacing, so maybe let's see what it does with that. It has something to do with the settings. You know, the way I think this is probably get done is by looking at how we do this in the skeleton animation inspector, or rather the skeleton renderer inspector. Here we go. How does it do this? Oh man, it just grabs the property field? Is that how I did that? Because that's unfortunate. Z spacing element. Oh wait, no, here we go. Yeah, where does this come from? Kind of confused. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it does find property from the skeleton renderer itself. Okay, so we'll want to go into skeleton renderer and search for that Z spacing. There it is. That's the one in settings. There should be one. There should be one that's part of the actual class itself. Is this it? Yes, this one is it right here. Okay. Okay. So this is good because I think this makes it really yeah, skeleton animation. Okay, it's right on the skeleton animation. Awesome. It's already exposed. Okay. So I think we're gonna have ChatGPT write this one. Maybe. I don't know. Well, let me start writing it and see where it goes. This one's gonna be called skeleton render Z spacing handler. That's a big one. Just kidding. We're gonna call it Skeleanim Z spacing handler. Hello, kitty cats. The cats are here. All right, and what do we need in here? We need a, well, first of all, let's make sure this, it already knew. It's gonna inherit that. Okay. Get rid of these. So what we want is a serialized field for skeleton animation. And actually gonna take these headphones off. Oh man, it is getting late, but I am just cooking over here. Ooh, that was a loud noise. Alright. So, what was I doing? Next we're gonna want a float array. And that float array... Okay, no, I know what we need to do. Yeah, we don't need AI for any of this. We're gonna say int number of num num layers. These are the number of layers that we're gonna randomize on the skeleton animation. Next we're gonna say serialized field. Also, num layers will set to like, we'll set to 1. The next thing we want is, oh, what do we want? Oh, we want the max total depth, and that is going to be set to 1 as well. In fact, that should be a float rather than an int. And this should almost always be 1. Okay, so let's actually start commenting here. So the skeleton animation to set Z spacing for, actually let's call this one not depth, let's actually call this max total Z space. Then number layers, the number of layers to roll Z spacing 4. Okay, and then this here is the total Z space for all layers to add up to the max total Z space for all layers to add up to. We also should have a minimum. Actually, let's do a minimum between layers. Min between layers. And that is going to be a special value. That's yeah, what? Actually, no, I think that's just going to be a regular value. We'll set it to 0.1. Maybe even 0.2. It depends, because obviously if there's like more than 5 layers, then the 0.2 doesn't really work. But it's configurable, so it's fine. Okay. All right, what else are we gonna do now? All right, so we have, it's good that we're setting these constraints here. Oh, actually, no, we need to change this comment here. The minimum Z space allowed between layers. Okay. I think that's it. Now, nope. Okay, so that's it for the exposed fields. Now let's do our instanced runtime fields. And that's gonna be private float array. And we're gonna call this current Z spacing. And that's going to be underscore before it to match the yeah, okay, so for start, we're going to say current Z spacing equals new float number of layers. Yep. Now let's fill out the configure. The randomization, that's the one that's going to be a little that's going to be a little challenging to figure out. I'll probably have ChatGPT do that one for me. For each, randomize the Z spacing for each layer, okay? Okay. But we can do the configure, I think. Because that'll assume that this is already filled out. So we're gonna say for each float spacing in current Z spacing, we're gonna say skeleton animation. Oh wait, no. We want to do this. We don't want to do this this way. We want to do it in int layer. Int layer equals 0. We're gonna do an old-fashioned what am I trying to do here? Oh, it's still for each. Okay, that makes sense now. There we go. So current spacing there we go. All right, so now it's just another so we're gonna say to do. Now I wonder how ChatGPT will do this. Randomize the Z spacing for each layer. Be sure to respect the constraint fields. So, I pretty much laid it out already for it in just the code. So I just wonder if I just plop it in and just send it, if it's just gonna do it all on its own. Oh, it's thinking. And well, I'm gonna get some water. It's already got it though.
Way to divide my heart. graced a ride along with Geralt of Rivia. Along came this song. From when the White Wolf fought a silver-tongued death, his army of elves. Toss a coin to your
Okay. How did it do? Okay. Oh, wow. It is doing some special stuff. You know what? I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to say that it did it right. Oh, maybe. We'll see. Which random do we want to use? I never remembered which the right one is. Okay. That's the right one. Okay. So let's just use this script now and see what happens. And let's cross our fingers. But I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see. What do we? This one is. What do we call this? The Skell Anim. Z spacing handler. Okay, so we're gonna drag in the scale animation on this. We're gonna say the number of layers is 3. That's how many there are. Min between layers and max total Z spacing. Okay, this is it. This is the moment of truth right here. It was all 4. Let's see. Well, already we're getting some interesting we're getting some interesting RNG. Let's hit it again. Oh yeah. Now the question is are we getting... Oh, it's not. Okay, it's not working, and I know why. Because we didn't drag the handler into here. The prop which triggers the handlers needs to know about the handler that we just added. Wow, that's crazy. So let's try that again. Oh. Oh. This is not right at all. Wait, why did this get... That's not right. Whoa, hold on a second. Who did that? Let's kill this. Was that? Oh. Oh, because it was, oh, it was making it negative. Okay, yeah, that's because all of the spacing needs to be negative. Okay, I understand now. I guess it doesn't though, but it should though because of the way that we did the... Interesting, I didn't realize that we could actually... Yeah, this is strange. I didn't know that we, because this is implying that we're able to swap layers just through Z spacing, but Z spacing is additive. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it's additive. That's not the case. Okay, so we want to fix this, and we'll fix this by specifying or saying the negative of. Yeah, we're just gonna basically put a negative on every number, and hey, now we fixed. All right, now let's run again. Well, we know it was doing something. Cool, this is it. Oh yeah, that's right. That's working great. Now let's randomize. Okay, perfect. Now, one thing that I am noticing that it's doing is that it's always going up to 1. Okay, so I know now what we need to do. We need to make a... We need to do a min total Z space. And let's just say that that min total is 0. I don't know, 6. Yeah, because it kind of really just depends on the, yeah, we'll say that. Let's go back and say, hey, just added a new field. This means I noticed that the total was always ending up as 1.0, which is not the case. It can be anywhere between the min and max now. Please rewrite. Yeah, so it was treating it as a fixed value, that it would always be that before, but that's not really what we want, because that means the third layer will always be on the line. We don't want that. Perfect. Okay, so we can already see that. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I love this. Did that keep the shader brightness that I had? Okay, yeah, it did. All right, so now we're gonna do something fun. We are going to we're gonna just create a whole area of them. Oops. Okay. Now we randomize. Oh, that's sick. Oh my god, I love it. Wow. That is awesome. The visual variety it gives is wow. That's so cool. Now I'm wondering what performance is like if we have, you know, that many. So we're gonna put all these in here into a folder. We're gonna shut this down. We're gonna expand this and turn on stats. And right now we're getting about 120 FPS. 120. Okay, yeah, around 115 to 120. Dips down maybe down to 110 every once in a while, but yeah, 110 to 120. Okay, so now we're just gonna turn these off. Like 120 to 130. Okay, so there is a little bit of a hit on these, but I mean that's a bunch of those though. How many do we have here? We have 40 of them. Very nice. Now here's the next thing we're gonna do. We're gonna search for only these objects, the spine objects, and then we're gonna change the skin on them to be organics, and then we're gonna reload. Interesting. It's still kind of cool. Some of these are a little small, like that guy right there is so small. I'm actually kind of wondering if we should increase the size of the art on these ones, because I just think that they're a little thin, and if they're a little taller, it would actually not be bad. If these guys were like double the size, that would actually look really cool. Okay, let's try the other ones now. What other ones? We did the fungus droplets. That'll be an interesting one. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yep. Very neat. All right. Yeah, I love this. It's giving such a variety. You know, we only have 3 different sprites here, but you look at this and it's like, it looks like it's like 10 different, you know what I mean? Like you can't even tell where, you know, what's one and what's another, you know? Yeah, this is great. I love this. Because like looking at this part, I would think that this is one like sprite, but it's not. It's actually just like the natural, like this got really small and then one of these got big. I love that. Okay, what else we got? I think we got one more to check out. And that would be the spike. These will be cool. I'm looking forward to this one. Oh, nice. Very, very cool. I like it. Yeah. All right. I love it. I love it. I'm glad I did it. This is a great addition to levels. Just adds a crazy amount of visual, like dynamic visual variety to it. Love it. And one of the good things about this is I'm not seeing anything clip in a way that, like, these settings are locked in perfectly. I'm not seeing anything clipping or being awkward, overlapping in a strange way. Yeah, this is great. I think the only thing that I would change are the organics, those tall little weed things, and I think that's an easy fix. We're gonna do it right now. Okay. Now here's the challenge. We might be first of all, we can get rid of unit guide. We don't need that anymore. Let's turn all these off except for these guys. Now I said I wanted to double the size of them, but we're gonna have to expand. Up. So this. I don't know, like an arbitrary amount, I guess. Okay, and now we can let's eyedropper this and then fill in that background there. Okay, now is there a way in Photoshop to just set a scale on something? I actually don't even remember. I know I can layer. Is there just a like a scale? See, normally I do it by hand, but I'd rather I don't know. I guess I can. This is the height here.